Young
How
Jamie.
about this, actually?
He's back there. I like that.
I'm going to do this.
He's eating a taco.
Yeah.
We got mics on and everything?
Yeah. Yeah.
Start her off.
Sweet.
We got the Duke in the house. Long time coming.
Yeah.
Duke basketball.
Glad we were able to do it.
Yeah, I'm a huge Duke basketball guy all of a sudden now. And so I was telling Jack we got the Duke coming on. He's like, "Nah, how'd you get the team on?"
Yeah.
That's so
Cooper
funny.
Flag.
Yeah.
Back to your studio conversation. Do you do the drums too?
No, I don't play the drums at all. So I typically...
I know you stole him on Thursday.
Dude, I love drummers, man.
Yeah.
I'm always just like fucking trying to tie them down. So when I record initially, usually I use the Logic drums, get a feel for it. I usually have an idea of what I want. Then I'll bring in someone like Ben or Spence and just get them to lay it down. But it is weird. It's not, I wouldn't recommend it like doing drums post recording everything else.
Right.
Every producer is like, dude, drums.
That's opposite,
first.
right? Yeah.
But it can be done, and you can always tweak it a little bit, make it sound right.
So I'm assuming you, like, for instance, Spence on your Quicksilver and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did he go in and play to a track or like a click track, or was it just like you had everything laid down already, and it was just like play to this?
Yeah, for that song definitely. I had everything pretty much laid down. Had already recorded it to a drum track through Logic, and I knew it was pretty dialed. If the song's dialed enough and it's like just one tempo, it's not really a problem putting in drums last as long as you have a good drummer.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely want to know the tempo you're gonna play to. That's
How much do you have to like tweak what they're doing, or you just let them roll?
I usually just let them I'll give them like a feel for like dynamic. I'm like, dude, I want this is big, this is small. If I have any specific ideas, I'll give them, I'll tell them what I want. But usually, I mean, with a guy like Spence, this is Spence Noble, by the way, if no one knows.
Shout out Spence.
Yeah, Band of Gringos and every other band.
Those dudes.
For people that aren't on a first name basis.
Dude, Spence is great because first of all, he's automatic. I usually like first take, I'm like, dude, that's it. And then we just do 2 or 3 safety takes. But the cool thing about Spence too is he'll come in with ideas. Like he always pitches great ideas. Like in Quicksilver, they did this, he did this little like rattlesnake noise with a maraca or something, like on the fly.
The cowbell, the Will Ferrell cowbell.
So exactly, something like that. And it's one of my favorite parts of the whole song.
Yeah.
And that's like the coolest shit when that happens, when someone just, in the studio.
Yeah.
Or the producer will come up with some idea and you're like, oh, let's give it a try. Fucking, what's this called?
Little
Tambourine action. Yeah.
Nice.
Something like that.
So did you go in with a full EP, or kind of talk about, was it singles, was it EP, was it full album, full length? What was your vision there?
Yeah, at that point I had really been writing and recording some of these songs since like, some of them were like seeds of ideas since high school. Most of them were kind of post-college was when I really like started, figuring out how to like use Logic and different DAWs and lay down my ideas.
You a pen and paper guy? You like write everything down, or are they just like seeds in your brain?
No, it's totally seeds in my brain, and I typically actually like kind of write as I record. So I do think it's better if you can have like all the lyrics written out and all the structure in your head or recorded in your phone. I do think that leads to better songs, because then you're going in, you're like, okay, I have the structure and I have the words. And if you leave room for improv, you're going to get a great song, because then you just have all this extra room to add stuff onto that. But I just like to record so much that I like to kind of, I'll come in with just a simple riff and lay that down and nothing else, no lyrics, no
Full
idea.
Jay-Z style.
Yeah, and I'll just see what I get from it. And sometimes it's weird as shit. And sometimes it's pretty sweet. I mean, that's how like a lot of those songs came to be, was just like starting with nothing and like recording as I write.
So you don't really go into any type of writing or studio session with the idea of, hey, this is going to be a full length, or this is going to be a single, or this is EP and we're going from there kind of thing?
No, I guess not. I mean, I think now I'm at the point where like I released, I think like 7 or 8 songs. I'm not really sure. I knew Quicksilver was kind of Single Potential. I actually wrote that and recorded that the most recently. So that was like just like a year and some change ago.
Yeah.
But all the other songs, I was pretty set on the idea of them being part of an EP, or even an album, because I think, I don't know, what's the rule? Like EP is like 6 to 8 songs.
I think it's like 4 to 6. I don't know. It's all
Yeah.
arbitrary. It's all whatever you want it to
Yeah,
be.
I think the digital age kind of changed a lot of
Yeah,
that as
doesn't
well.
really matter.
Because you can just do a lot of artists with the algorithms. It's like pure single.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
sometimes
yeah, exactly.
it's harder.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I kind of did want it to be a full length EP in the end.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. There's some of those songs, I had versions of them from like 4 years prior. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so it took me a while to like be happy with them enough to bring them to the studio. And
Does the
finally just
guitar and
get 'em
stuff
off my
come
chest.
first? Like if you don't like know the lyrics, will you have like the
Oh
full
yeah,
rhythm and riff and all like set well before you put any words to it?
big time. Lyrics come last for me. That's probably where I struggle the most.
Really?
Oh, big time. Yeah.
I figured I kind of drew you up as like a lyrics first guy.
No, I had him
That's
the other way
awesome.
when I
Yeah,
was listening
really?
today because I was like, oh, he might never sing on this. Like I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
fucking,
dude,
he's
totally.
fucking riffing right now.
that is
which
like-
is like
you're an awesome guitar
my-
player, so
yeah.
don't let that take away.
Oh,
from
no,
that.
no,
that's
it's
my
all good.
style
I
too.
just always figured.
Yeah, he was
like,
just
I
going like
Yeah.
straight licks at the beginning. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
yeah, this could stay on all day.
mad licky.
Yeah.
My
No,
man is
any
mad
compliment
licky.
for my lyrics is sick, because I just now I'm getting to the point where like I feel like I can lay down some lyrics that I like.
Yeah.
And usually, to tell you the truth, whenever I try and write about something, it just fucking comes out corny to me, and I don't like it when
Yeah.
I'm like actually have an idea in my head.
Yeah.
What I really like to do is just a full like free fucking train of thought,
Yeah.
and just throw words down until something sounds cool, and then just kind of build around that and see what kind of story I can come up with. And like, I kind of want it to be a little ambiguous to me. I think that like that's the stuff I want. Whenever I'm like hitting the nail on the head and like talking about something specific, it's not quite deep enough for me. It's not interesting enough.
Yeah, you gotta keep it gray.
But I certainly come in lick first. I like, you know, like I'm a huge like Jimmy guy, where it's like
Yeah, I heard some Jimmy.
Yeah,
in there.
well, which Jimmy are you talking about?
Are you talking about
Page.
Jimi Hendrix?
I'm talking about
Page.
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 Yeah. But I do love, I mean, obviously I love Hendrix.
Yeah. I was gonna speed around you with Page or Hendrix,
Oh,
but I already knew the answer to that.
dude,
You already had that? That was a pre-question?
Yeah, I already had that.
I guess
going.
that was
I already had
50-50
that.
shot on the Jimmys.
my Page obsession is like beyond, you could,
Yeah.
most people. There's
Yeah.
like a video of Jimmy Page getting just interviewed before he even like played guitar. Just randomly he got interviewed as a kid.
Yeah.
And he's just talking about like how he wants to become an artist, and I like used to watch that. He's just the coolest dude
He's the coolest dude in the world.
from birth.
Are you a Les Paul guy then? Or what do you like to play?
100% Gibson. I fucking love Gibsons. I do love Fenders. I've had them. I don't think I have one right now. But I had a Les Paul. I ended up selling it. They're just a little too heavy and
Yeah.
dirty for the way I play. But I'm like Gibson or die. I just love Gibsons.
What's your go-to?
Yeah. Let's do a
right
full
now?
rig rundown.
Yeah, what's your go-to?
Let's go.
What's in the bag?
Let's go from strings all the way
What's
down.
in the bag?
I have my like daily driver is this. It's called a 390, which is they only made it a few years, but it's essentially, you know, the big like a lot of people play them, but like John Mayer plays it, BB King, a big 335, right? You size that down.
You talking amps?
Yeah,
Or what?
yes.
You're talking to a guy who knows
No, the
not
body of the
shit
gu-
about
yeah,
amps.
Oh no, I'm
No,
talking guitars.
The
Oh,
the
okay.
body.
I was
Talking
like,
about the body of the
here I
guitar.
go.
You know,
Yeah,
the BB
yeah,
King,
okay,
like
yeah.
So the big
Yeah,
BB
like
King
big
classic
Big ass,
red
yeah.
guitar with the S holes in it.
yeah.
Right.
That's called a 335. You size that down, you get a 339. But then Gibson made this guitar where they size it down, and they also put mini humbuckers instead of humbuckers, and a trapeze bridge instead of a regular like bolted in bridge, and it's fully hollow, so it's like 2 pounds. That's like the sweetest practice guitar. And then I have a Les Paul Special TV Yellow, which is just epic, and then a fucking like one of a kind custom 335 in like Iverness green or seafoam green with dog ear P90s on it.
Have you spent a good amount of money on your guitar?
Brother, yes.
Too much?
I think that one was, yeah.
That's
that
all
one,
the solar panel money.
That one,
sorry,
that's all bug money, baby.
Bug money.
Yeah.
We gotta get into that in a second.
Throw it to a bug.
We gotta go to bug
My
money.
buddy Sebastian
Yeah.
from college did that too.
Yeah, it all correlates to everything, man. I would buy myself a guitar every year. That one in particular, actually, that 335, saw it on what's the app called for used guitars? I can't think of
Reverb.
it. Reverb. Is that a sponsor?
No, but shout out Easy Rider, the unofficial sponsor.
Point at one of the.
They just don't know it yet.
But that one I saw listed one day for like $5,500 or something, and I was like, dude, I need that. And I had a little bit of dough at the time. I was like, that is my dream guitar. It can stay in the case. I'm gonna get that guitar. It's one of a kind.
I'm an aspiring guitar collector, but I don't rip hard enough to like get myself to
Doesn't
do it.
even matter, bro.
I could just wall hang them though.
And they hold their value for the most part. Gibson,
Yeah.
like besides a few years ago, they started to suck, but for the most part, they go up in value. But anyway, the next day it was gone, and I was so bummed about it. I reached out to him like a month later, and I was like, dude, I know you sold that guitar, but like if you could even put me in contact with the guy, I'm willing to offer him, $6,000, like $500 above the list price, like whatever.
Jesus.
I want that guitar. And he's like, yeah, actually, man, I never ended up selling it. I liked it so much, but for $6,000, I'll give it away. Let's do it. And I was
No
like,
way.
I'm so glad I reached out.
That's awesome.
So I overpaid, but it was well worth it.
Yeah, they probably caught up. The market caught up to it.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I don't know. Gibson's had some problems lately. Apparently their like quality has gone downhill, but I just love them. They're just so cool looking, and you can get a lot of variety out of it's all. I mean, guitars are really just all the pickups ultimately, and then some of it has to do with like the bridge and the body, if it's hollow, if it's semi-hollow, whatever. But you just can't beat Gibsons, man. They're just so fucking rock and roll.
I mean, that's kind of like drums. Like drums are just all about the shell, all about the type of wood.
Totally.
You can put whatever the hell you want.
And how hard you can step on the kick.
Yeah, and
Dude,
how
it's
many
all-
times you can break the kick drum on stage.
True. It's all about how hard you hit them. I don't care if you can keep tempo. I just want you to hit those fuckers hard.
That's about how much.
We were doing a sound check the other night, and the guy's like checking the bass drum or whatever. We're fooling around. We're checking the bass drum, and Kenny goes in the mic. He goes, he plays pretty loud, so. I was like, in my head, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna play.
Have you found it's
I'm
been
gonna play
louder
quiet.
since the workouts?
Yeah,
have
no,
started?
No, not yet. Haven't
Always loud,
blasted
brother.
through a snare drum head yet, though.
Yeah, it's not about how many times it falls over. It's about how many times you
Yeah,
pick it up and keep
I was
going.
having full conversations with Denny on set. And it was like, Denny, watch the bass drum, and it's just like slowly like inching forward. I thought I was gonna blow it off this little platform. That
we should
Winston's
get
at.
you that nail gun. I just bought my dad.
I
and
need
just
you
start
on.
blasting
I need
everything
you on
in.
the set with nail gun. Just pop, pop,
holding
pop,
it?
pop,
Yeah,
just
that'd be
every
so
time.
sick. The 710 would be like, dude, what the fuck did you just do to our
They
shoes?
probably love it.
710, man.
Shout out
Shout
710.
out 710.
That's gotta
but
be the
really
next
shout out
sponsor.
Winston.
Yeah, seriously. So speaking of 710, where are the kind of places you been playing around here?
You know, man, I've only done a few gigs around town, really. I really started just doing shows just over a year ago in January. So I've played 710 once. I've played Winston's 3 or 4 times. I'm not really sure.
I've had the pleasure of playing twice there with you already. So
Yeah. So at least
maybe probably 3 or 4.
3 or 4, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we did Music Box once, which was epic. That place is,
Yeah,
I was
place
terrified
good.
for that.
Yeah.
That place is pretty legit.
Yeah.
They had some 41
Nerve-wracking.
on like the next day, and I was like, dude, I'm big
Same,
time.
yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Good for you.
Yeah, they got a legitimate green room too. I feel like
Oh,
that
yeah.
makes everything feel completely different.
Yeah.
100%.
So does Moonshine's green room was like almost like a condo almost when we were I think it was like a Monday and no one even showed up, but it was like because of the green room it felt like it was like super legit, and then
It
you
is
go out and
true.
there's like no one's there.
Dude, if they just when they just give me a bar tab, I'm like, I fucking made it, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like
Yeah.
you get $40 for beers. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm the main act here.
The Utah and San Francisco when I traveled with these guys gave them a mini fridge with PBR in it.
No shit.
It was a closet, dude.
Yeah.
Like
It was a
seriously, it was
closet, like-
probably
like-
the size of that door
Yeah.
right there. And you walk through, like you had to tuck your shoulders in, and there was just like people's leftover shit from all the shows that have played there. And then
Wow.
you had to like sneak through this little. It's probably like no longer than 7 feet long, 2 feet wide,
Yeah.
and you're like your shoulders are bouncing off shit that people have left behind, and then you get to like this small little mini fridge, It's like the only
the
thing in there that
coldest beers
works.
you
Yeah,
ever
it's the
had.
coldest beers you've ever had in your life. Oh God, they were good. They
Yeah, that was good.
closed immediately after that show. I think we were one of the last
Yeah,
people to
dude.
play there. Yeah, it was a good time.
That was
Yeah, Jack was ready
epic.
for that one.
No shit. Was that with the
band
with the Yak?
manager?
Yeah, it was with the old
West
Yak.
Coast tour.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Self-proclaimed band manager.
All right, we
beer
did a little
drinker.
rig rundown. What we really need to do is bring it back to when you first moved to San Diego. When I
Fuck
first
yeah.
met you. When we first met the Duke. Actually, were you even?
By the
you
way,
weren't
I
even
wanna
the
say-
Duke back then.
I want to say the Duke thing is funny because I had no intention of that name being. It's not supposed to be about me. I kind of had like a Tame Impala idea
Yeah. Okay.
where it was like, it's Kevin Parker, but it's a band. You don't think of. I guess you do just think of Kevin Parker, but I like I thought it was a cool band name. I didn't really want it to be like a me thing.
Yeah.
But then when we played at Music Box, there's this video. It's so funny. We were about to play something, and Brendan Galvin, shout out Brendan, was
Yeah, Brandon.
in the crowd, and he just goes, "The Duke!" And after that, it was
set.
official.
Were you? Did you play as Duke Moody though?
Yeah,
that
we were
show?
Duke
You were still
Moody.
Duke Moody. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no one had ever called me the Duke, and I was like, "Oh, that's a
Nah,
cool,
you're the Duke.
that's a cool side."
Where did the
effect.
name come from? Name generator like Post Malone?
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
No
That's how he
shit.
got his name.
We let me think. Dude, I had been bouncing around ideas since, like I was a kid. But then it kind of got you know what? I had an ex and we had kind of come up with the name Moody Magoo, which was like it just sounded a little Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
that
that
sounds like a kid's band.
Yeah.
A little corny.
Kid pop or something.
Yeah, it was a cool idea. I just like
Kids
the
Bop
word
98.
Moody though. I was like Moody's cool.
Yeah, Moody's
I'll hold
nice.
on to that word. And then I was just throwing around other words and I was like, what should it go in front of it? Should it go behind it? What would sound cool? What works as a kind of single artist name, but also as a band name that's universal, that doesn't like trap me in a genre, that doesn't, there was a lot to go into it. And I just somehow came up with Duke and I was like, oh, that kind of like, I don't know, it sounds cool. It kind of looks good when you write it out.
Yeah.
It like, the kind of like softness of the word Moody is balanced out by like the toughness of the word Duke.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's just. I
Yeah,
was
we
just
do
like,
have the same
I was just like,
brand,
I'll just fucking lock it in.
You guys are-
Yeah.
yeah.
So I just went
We're
with
cut
that.
from the same cloth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right, so
let's go.
meet you through Bruno. Shout out Bruno, of
course.
friend of the pod.
Also, my roommate.
Yeah, also now your roommate. Meet you through Bruno. I think we were probably. I was probably trying to finish up my
Mission Beach days?
fifth or sixth year of college, and I think you had just moved into that
Yeah.
place in La Jolla. Let's talk about that place. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was insane.
No, that is kind of the birth of the whole thing. Yeah, so like basically me and some friends, this was during COVID, but I had gotten right out of college. I had gotten hired by a really good friend of mine.
Where was
Josh.
college?
Went to Long Beach State. Was recording a lot then. Wasn't really playing any gigs. Just kind of writing and recording and just like campfire guitar guy.
Yeah. Did you have a drummer back then, or was that more so just like playing to tracks and stuff?
Dude, always just messing around on Logic. I had drummers. I'd do jams and like always get something together. But I was just a little bit like I was pretty serious about it. But I was like, I wasn't gonna dive in unless I had some guys who were like right there with me who were playing. They didn't have to be, the best ever, but just someone who was serious and who like, I don't know, who was just willing to like kind of try and make some tunes and like really get them down and record and play shows. So I would mess around. But yeah, I was mainly just like recording, writing kind of in the shadows basically.
Yeah.
But anyway, right out of college, I get this door-to-door job and I did all right the first year, but then second year, right when COVID hit, I wasn't going to go back because it's a fucking brutal job. But I didn't have any money. So I ended up, and I was like, fuck COVID. I don't want to sit at home with my parents. So I went out to Florida and actually did well and made like, some dough, made like 6 figures plus. I was like, 24. So I literally thought I was never going to be broke again.
Yeah, you
How
guys
long-
were racking it in.
Dude, and I was so
all
wrong.
of you, everyone in that house
Yeah.
did
Were
bug
you
money.
all bugged?
So we all
bug
crushed.
guys?
Like me and like 4 buddies all did really well. So I was like, I'm gonna move to San Diego. I'd already kind of had my heart set on it. And
Where
I
are you
was
from
gonna-
originally?
Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Yeah.
So Sacramento to Long Beach.
To Long Beach.
And
to
then
San
just
Diego.
Florida for work. Never
Work.
been a Florida guy?
Dude, I'm partially a Florida guy now, bro. I love Florida. It's fucking awesome out there. It's like another country. I do associate it with door to door though, so it's pretty brutal. And door to door, you're like, I mean, you're talking like, the way I describe it is like you don't just go to Florida. Like I shake hands with like the demographic. Like I meet every fucking
I did door to door
white
sales
trash
in
everybody.
Missouri for 1 week
Exactly.
and quit.
Dude, that's all
It was
takes.
St. Louis in the summer, and it was awful.
You've had a couple pretty long gigs.
Yeah.
You gotta be crazy to do it.
Yeah,
for
it
as
was-
many years.
Jack used to buy people's credit for a while.
Yes.
That lasted about 2
Yeah,
weeks.
summer. That was summer after freshman year, the door to door too.
Or
So
buy people's debt, I should say.
yeah, refinancing credit card debt, door to door sales, little small construction run on project management team.
Don't sleep on the meme coins either. You hit those hard.
So you're
1 week
literally
meme.
a jack of many trades.
Yeah, no, I've been like construction now for 4 years, but we took a
Construction
while.
podcaster, dude.
Yeah,
It's pretty sweet.
the main gig is obviously a podcast.
Yeah, we're huge.
We're on podcast 3 over
Yeah.
3 years,
Thank you,
so
too.
it's
Yeah.
obviously going great. And then we got a
Sponsor.
big sponsor.
But
Easy Rider. They just don't know it yet.
so anyway, I'll get to the fucking La Jolla house. But yeah, I made some money with some friends. They ended up moving there with me, and
The Bug Boys.
yeah, we got this. Yeah, we were the Bug Boys. We moved here. We didn't know. The only guy we knew was Bruno, actually. Which I mean, if you know Bruno, you know like
Everyone knows
kind
Bruno.
of. And then it just kind of snowballed from there, and that's like, I was actually gonna bring that up too because I think that's like the coolest thing about San Diego, and I'm sure there's other towns like this, but the scene here is so fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Just people, all the musicians are so down to earth. A lot of places, musicians are weird people generally. And like,
Yeah.
I'm sure, I mean, we're weird too, for sure, but like, they can really be out there. But the vibe here with the different bands around town is just so inviting, and like everyone, I don't know, there's no competition to it. It's just fully like hooking everyone up, inviting them on shows.
Yeah.
People, filling in for each other.
Yeah, everyone plays
knows
with each
everyone.
other too. It's crazy. It's
Supports everyone. I've never said a bad thing about any of my friends' bands. I've never heard a bad thing. Like it's such a cool little crew that we're kind of part of that just feels like it's constantly
Yeah.
growing.
I think it's like starting to turn, because I would say like probably 4 or 5 years ago, like when, well, I guess we're out of college for quite some years now, but like right when we were just getting out of college and like I was getting serious about music, playing with bands and stuff like that, there was still that like heavy house EDM push.
Yeah.
And like we would, I mean, because we had fun and like we had a big group of friends and stuff, like we could get a good draw to shows. But it was like, if it was, Crossed or like, the whatever, Inbred Child or Crossed, there's like a million of them now going on that night at like some little club downtown where 20 people could go. Like all of a sudden, like all the draw was down there, and then we couldn't have. But that's I'd say over the past like 3-4 years, I've really noticed like a shift.
I think so,
where
too.
Yeah.
now
It's a
that, and maybe
revival
it's
of
just like me being on the outside looking in now. I'm
Just
like,
getting old, man.
yeah, maybe I'm just the old head now. But like, it's like going to shows now or going to 710 and like either seeing you play or like seeing like Bush Divers play.
Yeah, the Bush
Friends of
on
the pod, shout out the Bush.
the Bush on that Saturday or Friday, whatever, like 2 weeks ago, like shoulder to shoulder.
It was like
random 710 night. I was like, it's back.
It was great.
yeah, it was
It's
like
100%
that
back.
was a turning
Like,
point for me of
Thank
being
God
like,
I wasn't
holy
drinking because I
shit.
would have punched somebody in the neck trying to get to the bar. But it was like beyond shoulder to shoulder. Like
Oh,
they
it
probably
was,
weren't
yeah.
even letting people in.
No,
and
they
then you
weren't.
guys on a Thursday saying like that there was a
packed the room.
population there. It's insane.
Like no
it was,
friends
like,
showed
latest
up.
shit
Just
on a-
strangers.
Yeah,
Pissing
Well,
rain on a
that's
Thursday
710 though.
night.
It just like
Yeah.
sucks in creatures. But
Yeah.
No, that was
So I think that's what's like
hype.
pretty sick is like, to your point, like San Diego, everyone kind of like San Diego musicians, everyone like supports each other and plays with each other and makes sure everyone gets good shows and stuff like that. I think that's like definitely on the come up.
I feel like it was getting there too,
Definitely.
right before COVID, and then like COVID set everything back, and now
Yeah.
it's finally bouncing back a little bit.
and we have great venues here, and there's
Yeah.
a cool history of bands that came out of here.
100%.
You have to kind of, I hate to say it, I'm not a gigantic country guy, but I'm not like a country hater. But you do have to give a little credit to country as like kind of having this like big rebirth recently.
It's bringing the instruments back for sure.
Well, totally, because it just like, I mean, it's kind of like the folk revival in a way where it's like, it's, you know, I'm not a huge country guy. I do like I like at least like a 3, 4, 5 piece and more electric. But if you think about it, I mean, just the pendulum swinging back towards like live singing, playing instruments, live bands.
And it's driving the ticket prices up,
Totally.
which is insane.
It opens up a lot of doors and just appreciation for like actual singer-songwriters. Because the thing that blows my mind is that like, dude, we live in this fucking whack generation where like no one gives a shit if someone didn't even write their own music. And I'm just like, it kind of completely destroys the whole thing for me personally. Yeah. It's like, then you're just like this entity that's just making money, but you're not, it's like, I don't know. I want to hear what someone has to say and how they like formulate a song and how, especially when these songs all kind of start to sound the same, like they're just following an algorithm.
Yeah.
That just like, I mean, that like breaks my heart, man. Like when I hear stuff like that, but I do think you're right. I think the pendulum swinging, things are going independent.
The country guys play, like they have a lot of cool people open up to them because I'm a country guy. Ben hates driving in my car, but
dude, and
not so much like Yeehaw, but more like Tyler Childers, like
Tyler Childers,
like
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I feel bad for that guy because he's locked into country. He's just a great fucking songwriter, singer.
I got him to go to Billy
from the South.
I got him to go to
It's kind of like John Mayer. Like, I mean, John Mayer's got to be one of the best guitar players of our generation.
Ever.
But like, he gets pigeonholed as like
half
like
people don't even know he's good at guitar. He's just like coffee house.
Well, his voice,
but like when John Mayer played with the trio,
like
like when he started playing like blues and stuff like that. And
or the weird shit that we watch. Half the shit that we watch when we're like drinking and like putting on John Mayer, it's like not even him talking. It's like him playing with B.B. King or or Ain't No Sunshine
or Derek Trucks.
Yeah,
great.
Just like the random stuff that no one knows that it's even John. Like if you put it on like at a bar full of chicks, they wouldn't even know that like that's John Mayer.
Totally. By the way, I saw Derek Trucks at LAX and I pussied out of saying what's up to him. It's
Damn.
like my
Did you?
Folded?
Have you seen him live?
It's probably so nice. I haven't seen him live.
I saw him at SDSU this year. It was insane.
No shit, he played at SDSU?
Yeah, he played at the open air.
Set.
Dude, I should. And he was with his wife, who's super big too.
Yeah, Tedeschi Trucks. That's who we saw. But they didn't play Midnight in Harlem. But he still melted my face on a bunch of other stuff.
I used to have a problem with John Mayer, but I've fully folded, and I admit he is truly one of the. I don't listen to him, and I love that he's playing with the Dead, and he is one of the greatest guitar players ever, like truly, and I admit that. But I don't know, like some of his early songs were like it was a good way to put it, coffee shop.
Yeah,
I didn't like what he does with his voice, but I've turned around.
Well, yeah, he just got kind of pigeonholed into that genre, but he was actually like one of the like as he was playing those songs, he was still one of the greatest guitar players.
100%. And he can play.
And now it's just
any
coming
type
out.
of shit.
Yeah,
totally.
now it's coming out because he's playing more and all that.
His music knowledge is crazy too, because when you're playing that coffee house stuff, it sounds simple, but the theory is crazy. But
yeah, he's a savant. He knows all the scales.
His head starts to spin if you go into theory, though.
Oh, bro. Yeah, I can't. I'm not a theory guy. Well, it's pretty.
I'm pretty of the mindset that theory is bad for songwriting to an extent. I think it's good to have
too many rules.
100%, man. Because like I grew up, and when I started doing piano lessons when I was like 4. I was kind of forced in that by my parents because my dad's a great musician. It's actually kind of funny because I come from this like weird dichotomy of parents where my dad is like self-taught guitarist, self-taught piano player, probably written 100 songs, some of which I've stolen. They're absolutely amazing. Whereas my mom is like a little bit more classically trained piano. She used to play the whatever the hell this is,
with the piano,
the
accordion.
Yeah. But she's very like music theory, can read music. So I kind of had this weird like, it wasn't a pressure at all. We just loved music in the house. But like I got to see both sides of that, and I was like, well, shit. My dad is like, my mom can read sheet music, that's cool. But my dad like writes songs that just sound like his stuff, and he has all these different songs, piano, guitar, whatever. And I just always kind of leaned away from theory for that reason, even though I was in piano lessons and all that. And that's a good way to start because you learn so much about music because the piano is basically just the musical scale like laid out in front of you. But 100%, I think that like leaning out of theory is good for songwriting. Same with one of my best buddies growing up, my buddy Zach Kennedy, who's come down and played with me at 710. He's a drummer, right? But he just used to fuck around on piano, and he used to write these songs, and I didn't even know what the chords were because I was like, that's not a chord, like that's not something they would ever let you play. But he would write these beautiful songs. I would like steal these songs, and that's when I was like, dude, this theory is bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
it's good to know, it gives you some guidelines, but like, if you can just hear the song and just fuck around until you find something cool, you're gonna come up with way better ideas. If you stick to theory, I think you're gonna fall into a lot of like repetitive traps and sound like everyone else.
Yeah. That means a whole lot, not much to me at all, because I'm just 2 and 4 pretty much.
Yeah, well, dude, same thing.
And everything in between, but
You could get into like the crazy drum theory, but it would probably fuck everything up. You'd probably start overplaying.
yeah,
You know?
get into like
It would give him anxiety.
Yeah.
That's why he plays the
and then
drums.
and then I'd bail.
Then you'd just be a podcaster.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
a year podcaster.
Right, exactly.
yeah.
What's some of your like dream venues like on a large scale, and then like San Diego like more of a closer goal?
Totally, man. I don't really have anything huge in mind.
You're down to play anywhere for a bar
Yeah,
tab?
I'm just down having. I like to have fun. I do like to play it. I've been a few times like loosely offered to play at like Beaumont's, and by the way, Beaumont's is awesome. A few places like that, Nautilus Tavern, but they're a little bit more like a bar that has a stage. I do like to if I'm gonna put together a show, I want it to be like at a venue where people come to listen to music. If there's a bar, I would hope there's a bar. But like where people can stand and dance and play. I would love to play in a dream world, I would love to play the Rady Shell. Just because I think that's one of the coolest venues we have. And I also think they have like, they're really good at like, they put on artists who are like the perfect level. It's like, Leon Bridges, Krungbin, King Gizzard. That's just who I've seen there.
Yeah.
But it's not like big, like the top fucking guys
Rainbow
out there.
Kitten Surprise.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like that middle ground where like, you know them,
And people will fly
quite
in
a
to
few of
see
their
it, but it's
songs.
not going to be like
Exactly.
everyone that's there probably listens to him.
Exactly. It's not like serious world touring headliners. Like they're not going to put on the Foo Fighters or anyone.
Yeah.
I've never been inside. We just listen from a boat every once in a while.
Yeah, dude. That's the other part. Is
cheat
you can just
code.
go for free.
Yeah.
Just sit on the dock over there and watch for free. It's fucking
Joe's
amazing.
Crab Shack.
The crazy thing was when we saw. Yeah, get in there. Kidding?
Thanks, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, who makes those beers?
Easy Riders, these cold, crispy, golden beers.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah. God, they're cold. God, they're good.
I don't drink no more, but if I was to relapse, I'd have me an Easy Rider.
Let's go.
Yeah. Get him on. When we were.
How many do you had? Or
Yeah, a
these
couple
empties?
drinks.
He's drinking for two.
Yeah, I got a drink for Jack now.
It's true.
When we were going to see King Giz at the show, we went to like this was like my first impression of King Giz, King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard. For those of you,
King Gizzard and the Lizard
we
Wizard.
went to the Casbah beforehand
Okay.
at like noon on a Saturday before the show or whatever. My buddy Matt Perez, he plays with a local band who is friends with the show, and we're gonna get them on.
Nice.
They played like a little like meetup party or something.
Yeah.
And then we walked into this place. I had no idea what to expect, and I thought I was at like Shakedown Street at a Dead show. It was the craziest.
Casbah?
Dude, the craziest people came out of the woodworks for this. They had like all this like knockoff merch like set up everywhere, and there was like a barter system. Like it was crazy. It was like
weird.
full on like Dead Shakedown, but like at just like a very, very intimate level of 40 people or something.
Because
I don't know.
Casbah's kind of small, right?
Yeah, Casbah's small.
Have you been in there?
Is that where we saw that?
Yes.
Where three-legged dog opened up for those guys?
Yes.
What was that?
Yeah, Casbah is iconic. Like,
Yeah, I know.
the Stews.
Yeah, the
The
Stews.
Stews
Stews are sick.
Yeah, the Stews
There's
are
just a
fucking
lot
awesome.
of
Actually,
venues.
I reached out to the Stews. 'Cause
Yeah, I was out of town for that. Me and you were supposed to go to that. The
Yeah.
Stews. Because we started blasting the Stews out of nowhere. I have no idea how we even found them.
Dude,
Jack
they're
got me on the
awesome, bro.
Stews.
I
and
sent
then
him
I
a
looked
song
them
that
up.
came up on some random radio, and he was like, dude, they're playing at the Casbah. And I was like, no way.
Dude, that guy is fucking amazing.
And then turns out they're playing with Three Legged Dog, friends of the pod. And I hit them up. I was like, because we had just done the Three Legged Dog episode, and I was
Yeah,
like, dude,
we're-
I'm gonna get these guys on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
we
we're
got
hot.
it. Hit them up, sent them like 5 DMs, nothing.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
big time, bro.
completely fine. I didn't really have anything to pitch them.
Now that we have a real room, maybe some people.
now that you
Yeah.
have the
the plan
Duke,
for this
they'll
is
come
hopefully
on.
to grab people when they come into town and just they make a mistake and book with us.
Dude,
and then
totally.
and then they're sitting in this room.
That's a
with
good
two
idea,
idiots.
actually. You just sell yourself as like, you know,
The San Diego.
that
down to sell
we
myself.
we
Fuckwits.
do a pod for
we'll sell ourselves.
touring
Yeah.
musicians that come to town.
Suck a dick. I don't care.
Dude, 100%.
Who's that crazy band we saw at the Casbah? Just the craziest performance
Adolescents?
I've ever seen. It was a standing singing drummer.
Oh,
He had a drum. He was
Illiterate
the
Light.
singer, and he was standing, like literally full. Yeah, it was insane. You said they were a Maryland band.
Illiterate
He
Light, yeah.
told me
Went
nothing
to high
about it.
school.
Yeah,
yeah. He went
He
to my
told
high school.
He told me nothing about it, and we just show up, and it's like 2 dudes, and the one's just like standing, like playing the drums and singing at the same time.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's so
So
impressive.
yeah. They fucking ripped.
I'm spiraling right now. I'm spiraling. We went to the Casbah. So King Giz. Let me hit King Giz, and then we'll come back
We've
to that
been
because
spiraling, dude.
Illiterate Light is
Tangents,
playing
man.
with John Butler Trio at the Shell.
Okay.
At the Shell.
The
So
Shell?
This is, yeah, the Shell. This is all coming back, but full circle. So King Giz first. We were at that meetup show. I'm gonna go through this quickly. At the meetup show, and the boys were like, "We're going to the Shell. We're going to the Shell." And I was looking at tickets, and they were like $80 to see King Giz play an acoustic show.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to see an acoustic show. I was like, I want to see them live. I want to see them play like
Melt
electric
face.
instruments.
Yeah.
That's like who King Giz is. Like they have all the effects. Like that's what it is. So I was doing a sit-in. I was full Rosa Parks on that one, and I was like, I'm not doing this. Hell no, I won't go. And all of a sudden, like 10 minutes before the show, tickets dropped to $10.
For King Giz?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
King Giz. So I bought a $10 ticket to King Giz, which I'm pretty sure I've spent
think I did the
more
same.
to watch like
I
a cover
decided
band.
last
They pretty
at
much paid you to
7:10.
go.
Yeah, pretty much. I was losing money not going. We end up with VIP wristbands somehow, and that was the only night in like, I don't know, 8 months in San Diego that it rained. And we were
Yeah.
just under the Shell, just under the overhang right there.
Yeah.
And we were watching King Giz. They're acoustic, but it's still badass.
Almost went full Woodstock.
Yeah, almost.
You're
man.
right. It was dumping, dude. That was a bummer. But
Yeah.
It kind of added to the, like,
You guys are both there and didn't
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
see you, but I saw a couple other folks.
who was I with? I was with Hirsch and Miguel.
Damn.
Friends of the pod.
Yeah, friends of the pod.
friends of the pod.
Shout them out.
But
Krungbin or however the fuck you say
Krungbin's
that name. They ripped. But the guy that opened up for them rips too. Miguel. What his name's something
oh, I know what you're
Spanish.
talking about, like Mexican band.
Yeah, he just
They're like
kinda
brothers, Dos Hermanos or something.
Yeah, but they just fucking rip. They
I've
just
heard
rip
that. I
on.
missed them both times. They opened up for I
Yeah, they're-
think Gizzard too, and I missed them both times.
They're super good.
But you know what is cool? I got to go when Krungbin played. I got kind of blue balled because we have this friend Dave who lives over in OB. You might know him. He's got this cool cliff house.
Is that where you guys always do those like sunset jams and
Yeah.
stuff? And it's like
He's the
everyone
man,
just
dude.
plugged in. Yeah.
We rehearse there sometimes. He's got this one bedroom that's just like on Sunset Cliffs. Like you could walk off his property and fall in the ocean. It's unbelievable. But he's been doing like sound engineering for bands and touring. He's a product of like the 90s. He played in bands and
He's an
moved
older
to Seattle.
older fella.
Older dude, looks like he's 26. He has gray hair, but he looks like he's fucking our age. But so he's connected with all these groups, and when Krungbin was playing, he's like, "Hey man, you want to see Krungbin tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go see Krungbin. It sounds cool." And he's like, "Cruise over, man. They're gonna be at my house. We're like having dinner."
What?
And I'm like, the band? He's like, "Yeah, like the band and their whole team, right?" I'm like, Laura Lee? He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "They're gonna come over." So they ended up they did come over to his place, and then I met them out for like lunch somewhere in PB, but they had went home. The band went home to rest, but I met the whole crew, which was still rad.
Yeah.
But I
Holy
was like,
shit.
"Fuck, dude! I almost got to hang out with Laura Lee."
They were at that
Yeah.
place. They were at the pad.
They were at the
in
pad,
Sunset
yeah.
Cliffs.
As far as
No
I was told,
way.
yeah,
I didn't know that.
He's tapped in then.
dude, he's tapped in. Yeah, he tours with a bunch of great groups.
Is he a friend of the pod?
Yeah, we should get him on.
He
pick his
should be. I
brains.
just give him a shout out, Dave Haynes. He's
Hey, Dave.
awesome, dude.
We should try and book Dave Haynes.
He's one of the coolest guys, man. You should. He really is a rad dude. He's
We could do it at
me
his
all the
house.
time.
Big Dave Haynes.
He hits me up all. It's funny too, cause like he, not to fucking call him out, but I think he's, again, the dude looks like he's 25, but he's like late 40s, I think, right? You'd think I'd be the one hitting him up during the week to surf, and he'd be working, but it's the complete opposite. He'll hit me up at like 11. He's like, dude, I'm at Henneman's, come out. And I'm like, bro, I'm
Hell
fucking
yeah.
working, man.
Nice.
But yeah, cool dude. Super tapped in. Cool place.
Ain't that the ticket?
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what San Diego's is so rad. It's just like, I mean, dude, and like I always felt like the new guy here too, because I only moved here 5 years ago. Most of these guys that we're playing with are like from here for the most part. But it's just so inviting. Like if you have any songs recorded or any stage presence or you've done anything musical, people are just like arms wide open. No dissing, no nothing,
Yeah,
no
a lot of
judging,
stoke.
just fully just inviting. Fucking Three-Legged Dog, for example, like we part of the whole reason I'm even like playing shows now is like I'd done open mics and I'd done little gigs with my dad in my hometown, like little stuff. I played in front of people and I had a feel for it, but I was really like into recording and writing, and I was like, one day I'll put together a band, but it was just like it wasn't really happening. But as soon as I started really like focusing on recording and releasing some songs, I released one song, and James from Three-Legged Dog hit me up and he's like, yeah, man, I booked you. We're playing at Winston's in the month. Get a band together. And it was just like
Easy.
pressure was on, threw some guys together. And like, that's kind of how it all started. It was just so inviting. Like as soon as I released a song, I got hit up for a gig and I was like, I'm in.
Yeah, dude, that's actually hilarious too, and
Yeah.
perfect for the segue, because I was gonna ask like how you get ready for a show, because I personally know,
I'll tell you, bro.
but we need to talk about this because your routine of just like hitting up the roster to see who's
Yeah,
around
hit
town
the roster,
is
brother.
fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of
You gotta talk about it.
yeah. I mean, basically,
You got full door-to-door sales, don't you?
Yeah, you go
much,
bug
dude.
salesman on it.
no, I get invited to do a show and then I just panic for 3 weeks. And then I, like in one sitting, like throw a set together. Yeah, but I mean, basically, yeah, you're right. The truth is, I would love to have a more serious like group, and I'm at the point now where I'm kind of sick of like reteaching a set to a new bassist. Teaching it to a drummer isn't like a huge pain in the ass, just because they're hitting drums, they're not really worried about notes or anything, right? Obviously,
Until you
there's still a
throw
lot that
15
goes.
stops at 'em.
Yeah, I do. I am the stop king, dude. I love me some stops in my songs. But yeah, and the only reason is, man, is just because I want to play with like guys who I'm friends with and guys who are talented. And unfortunately, most of my talented friends are either like too busy to be full time, or they're playing in one band, two bands, three bands, whatever. So they're just like they can't quite commit. Although all the guys I play with have, they're happy to play with me and they're not like saying no to me. I'm just kind of like politely not asking them for their full time.
Yeah.
So I just kind of figure it out as I go. I am starting to find my repeat guys for sure. Like Denning knows my whole set at this point. Ben knows my whole set. Spence is a plug-in. He's a utility guy, man. He doesn't even need to practice. You just throw him on. He's going to make something happen. I played with my buddy Bruce for a while. He's the man. He's a fucking amazing singer, bassist, and guitar and songwriter. Just like
Swiss Army knife.
freak, dude. Just a freak talent. Like I call him Sprinkler because he's like, he just always has an idea to a fault. Where I'm like, dude, we are playing in like 3 hours and we have to like learn this song, and he's like writing. He's like, dude, no, try this and then do this, and you're like, no, bro, not now.
Yeah.
We gotta go. We gotta focus. Super, super talented guy. He just lives in LA, so that was kind of tough. But yeah, I kind of been throwing it together. But I do want to lean away from that. It is kind of a cool, like, I guess, fucking, not reputation, but like kind of thing I got going where it's like I kind of play with new people every time. But it's a major headache, so I'm a little over that. But the other cool thing is you get a completely different like sound, obviously, right? Like
Keeps you interesting.
Big time. I mean, when I played at 710, I had my 335 and like it's more jazzy guitar. It's a little like softer. And I was playing with my buddy Zach from childhood, who has played like jazz band his entire life. And then I was playing with Sterling, who's just, I mean, one of the better bassists in town. And we had this total like smooth kind of jazzy sound to everything. Even like my harder rock songs were just a little like, it was different. And then you play with like Ben and Denning, and we're gonna get more of a song, like
Ben's
a sound.
karate kicking his fucking bass drum off
Bass
the fucking
drum's
stage.
falling off the stage, but we're gonna get it really more of a sound that I'm going for, which is like John Bonham swacking the shit out of the drums.
Yeah.
But it's completely different, you know.
And Jimmy, not Hendrix.
Yeah, dude, I wish I could play it. I just can't even take credit. That's the cool thing about Jimmy Page is that like, if you listen to him play live, he kind of fucks up.
But it works.
Yeah, it works.
Fucking works.
He just has like the way he plays is cool.
Yeah.
He picks every note too. He doesn't do any hammer-ons or pull-offs, so it's like it's sloppier. But he's just the riff lord, man. He's just like he tapped into something.
Yeah.
We gotta see that.
Pentatonic king, dude.
Yeah, bro. That's all you need is a little pentatonic, man.
Don't get Jack.
That's what I've built my career off of.
Some pentatonic. What do you play?
I play the guitar, but very rarely. I
Little-
grew up playing a little bit, and then, I like playing with people. I don't have the patience to learn songs or anything.
Yeah.
But if Zach lets me fiddle around, just lets me play some pentatonic over stuff, and then when it's my turn to play rhythm, I fuck it up, and then we just
after seeing
dude, that's what it's all about,
seeing
man.
You fiddle fuck with that mic, I don't think he's gonna let you touch anything near him.
yeah. Young Jamie might actually kick me off my own podcast.
That's cool, man. I think there's like there's kind of like 3 types of musicians in my opinion. Like musician, like there's people who are kind of like cover artists, like someone who can just learn everyone's music. I'm gonna try and remember what I even think my 3 musicians are, but like there's people that like, I don't know, they're really good at learning other people's songs.
That would be the polar opposite of that. Whatever the other end of that one is.
Yeah.
You're gonna be type 3 that he's about to
Yeah,
hit.
You can be all
that's type
3.
1.
You can be 2 of 3. So there's people who are like good at, you know, playing the guitar, learning other people's songs. They can do all that. There's people who are like performers. I mean, like there's some of my favorite bands out here. Like, we'll give another shout out, but Nolan Peterson, you know, from he played with King Julian and now
friend of the
Cages.
pod.
Friend of
Just
the pod, dude.
doesn't know
Yeah, he'll be on, bro. He's the man. That dude, I don't want to misquote, but he told me he didn't even start playing guitar till kind of recently, and the only reason he got into music is because of just how sick San Diego's music scene is. That dude is the most natural, like, appealing frontman I've ever seen play. Truly, like,
James was similar to that. I think he just started randomly playing in college.
Yeah,
'cause
James
he was,
James freak talent started
at Santa Barbara.
great pump songs out, dude. That dude has like 100 songs. But there's you know, people who can just like cover people's stuff, right? Like I call it like maybe a campfire guitar guy. Then there's these just people who just like, they need to be, it doesn't even matter if they don't know how to play guitar. Not that those guys don't, those guys rip, but like they're performers. And then there's, you know, songwriters, I think. That could be, you know, you could be 1 of 3 or 2 of 3 or all of them. But, you know, a songwriter could also be like a shy dude who's in the, you know, shadows, like doing it, writing for other bands. So.
Drake's ghostwriter.
Exactly. Like there's just that's why I've already looked at where someone that looks at the guitar and doesn't think, oh, what can I play that other people have played? They're like, what kind of unique ideas can I come up with and like form it together?
Yeah, I feel like jamming is like the coolest thing, and I feel like it's like just for musicians too, people that can just like get together and play shit, and it's just like a 2-hour nonstop song.
Yeah,
that is
like
a never-ending looping song.
That is the best, and that's, I mean,
it's the fastest.
It's harder than it looks too.
Yeah, fastest killer of time too. Like, I feel like time moves real fast when that shit's happening.
It's true.
Yeah, it's kind of an art though, because you catch some bands that are just like too noodly.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, and the fucking song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, that what I've just described is like a bunch of people that aren't in a band together, just like randomly in a garage, and it's not being recorded. and it's not for any
Yeah.
reason. It's just like
Yeah.
Well, those are
that's
always
like the best. That's like a
most-
music,
Yeah,
just
authentic.
pure music.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
holy fuck, we should have recorded that.
Yeah,
Totally.
and then
That
you
would've
go
been
back
amazing.
and try to record it, and it sounds nothing like that. And
Yeah,
then
and you
everyone's
wanna
pissed,
leave.
and then everyone leaves,
Yeah.
and then you try to recapture that for the next couple recording sessions,
Or life.
and then and then you don't ever get it.
Yeah,
That's all too like a mindset. That's just like you got to be a certain type of loose to like be, because it's. I mean, I even playing with my friends, if we're like doing a real loose jam,
Yeah,
you got to kind of tap into like, you can play it, you can figure something out. Doesn't matter if I make mistakes and
Yeah.
just see what happens.
yeah.
But that's
how
not
loose
extremely
is that?
easy to
Like
do.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5, 6,
Exactly.
7 Easy Riders, unofficial sponsors.
Speaking of,
Deep, or are we talking 9? We
I think
talking
4.
4. That's a slot.
We were perfectly loose for our Winston show, man. I think we were like right at the
Wasn't a
point.
good feeling.
After every single song, me and Ben would just look at each other and be like, "Not fucking bad, dude."
We'd all just start cracking up. That was so fun.
It was great.
Yeah, that was
Danny,
good.
I think, had one extra drink than us. He was getting loose. He was
Yeah.
going up to the mic, just "Happy Valentine's Day."
He's been known. He has been known.
It was no, that was epic.
Was that a year ago, Valentine's Day?
No, that
That
was
was-
just last week.
About a week ago.
Yeah, on the
Valentine's Day.
Thursday, a rainy Thursday.
Oh, that was at 7:10.
Yeah.
No, that was at Winston's. I meant to
Winston's,
say
yeah.
Winston's.
Oh, your 10:30 show was at Winston's, not 7:10.
Yeah.
Yep.
What? I thought it was at 7:10.
No. No.
Jesus, I was right around the corner. I
You're
should
not
have showed
fucking
up.
listening.
Yeah, I'm not listening.
Mhm.
I definitely should have showed up.
Yeah, we could have done a little more texting to get the word out on that one.
Do you have a list that you blast out to, or
I just scroll through the old fucking phone and see
Sexter?
who would come. I mean, I
Try to pick out one chick, not 15.
Yeah, there's an art to that. But
That is one of the funnier things.
it's true. I mean, it is kind of true. It's delicate. It's a delicate game. You don't want to be up there stressing out about.
Can't be. Can't be.
But yeah, I didn't blast that one out enough. I just kind of posted, hoping everyone's on Instagram, but a lot of people aren't these days. So you got to get the word out individually. Plus, I think when you reach out to people individually, they don't really realize that you just texted the same text to 100 different people.
yeah, copy paste?
Yeah,
You can,
And
if
they're
it
like-
is copy and paste, you can tell. Like, if you haven't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
talked
yeah.
to someone in a while, you're like, damn,
exactly.
you just hit me with copy paste.
But you'll notice they'll like apologize if they're busy. You're like, bro, don't even text me back. I'm just letting you know. Like, I don't even
I
want
didn't
to
even look at your
respond.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then do you text them back after that? That's.
I
a
say
real
no
question.
worries!
Ah,
Exclamation
fair.
point.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Fucking
Damn,
copy.
he's got it down.
Yeah. It's fucking
Fuck
epic.
yeah, dude. Well,
man.
what's next? You gonna line some shows up? You
Yeah,
thinking
plug
tour? You
yourself.
thinking?
Yeah, dude. I'll plug myself. Let's see what is next, man.
You got more tunes?
I
In
put
the,
out a music video. That was fun. I put out a music video recently and just fucked around for
Yeah.
one day. We went up to a ranch and got a horse and rode a horse around dressed like a cowboy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna line up some shows going into summer. I want to be on like a almost every other week, if not every weekend basis. Definitely get some guys in solidified. I might even add a 4th guy to the band just to give myself a little relief. Maybe bring in another guitar player. Like if I could find a utility guy who's got like some keys or maybe even some like.
I'll start practicing.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
brother.
say,
I'll be ready.
just kind of looking at one.
But that's about it.
I got a nail gun.
And then I think I'm gonna put out another, like 6 to 8
run of jams.
Yeah, 6 to 8 songs. I have like all of them at about 90%. So I'm gonna start bringing those to a studio.
You got the cover art picked?
I do actually, yeah. I kind of
Big-
designed some.
Big cover art guy.
That's the best part of the whole. I think that might be.
It's huge. It
Yeah.
is actually huge.
It's also
Yeah.
maybe the most fun part about music
That,
as a whole.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Just
I think half of Ben's old cover art was just like shit around our Mission Beach house. The beer
Yeah.
can with the dead rose in it was one of my
That one
favorites.
was so good.
I think me and you were like, oh, that's sick. And we just did it. And then
That's
weeks
right.
later, I see it on like a casual yak cover art. And I
Yeah.
was like, what? That's still in my room.
Are you more of a photo cover art, or are you more of like a design cover art?
All of it.
I still listen to a shit ton of rap. So like the crazy, like intricate rap cover art that's just
Yeah.
on like a random fucking song always
Yeah.
gets me fired up.
Totally.
But then like a nice classic black and white picture fires me up too.
I know you can just go simple. I
Yeah.
like a little combo. Like if you can get a photo and then
Yeah, I feel like
scratch on it. Put
the
some
old
shit on it.
photo is big right now, especially with all like the country guys. I feel like everything's like a picture from childhood or something like that.
Dude, that's what I did.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, was that Quicksilver? Was that Leslie? Which one did you have the baby picture on?
Oh, the whole EP is like literally a picture I found. I was digging through old photos and found this picture of me playing piano as
Yeah,
like a
that always-
toddler naked. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
this
that'll
is
always
perfect.
that'll always
Perfect.
land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was epic.
You could
And
do
then-
that for everyone ever.
Yeah, I know. I have abused the baby. There's a lot of baby photos of me like playing instruments, and I've kind of abused that. So I'm gonna probably stay away from that for now.
Baby
but
Moody.
plus, I'm just like it's like child porn. I actually got flagged by Instagram a lot for posting that.
No way.
Yeah, they would try and flag me, and I was
No
like, dude,
way.
no.
You're like, it's me, bro.
Denied. No. But yeah, and then the Quicksilver like solo, like the single, it's actually just a picture of the waves at Scripps on a foggy day that I just
Yeah.
had in my phone, and I just threw like the first logo I made on it, and I was like, that's kind of cool. I probably would have done it different now if I could go back, but I dig it.
You can't think about that though, because
yeah, no,
that,
totally, dude.
That's one of the more common things that we try to get out of people is like like not necessarily to go down like a whole marketing spiel, but like as soon as you put something out and like you had that idea of like this is how it's going to be, this is how we're putting it out, and it's out, you cannot go back.
You can't
because
trip.
it screws you.
It does.
It screws everything that you have coming. It screws everything like before that, because then you go back and overthink everything else, and then it's just like
Yeah, even if you
You're
give yourself
shot.
the
You're
option
shot.
and open that door once, then every song's just gonna be not like
yeah,
stamped, sealed, delivered.
Yeah.
You're just gonna start fiddle fucking with everything.
yeah.
I had like I couldn't agree more. I had a fucking realization sometime in the last like 2 years or so. It's kind of depressing, but the truth is, and maybe this is just me, I am a bit of I'm pretty perfectionist. But I had this realization that was just like, dude, I have never been happy with anything I do. The only time I'm happy with something is like when you have a new idea and the first like day of recording is like ecstasy. That's the best. When like whatever the right amount of, booze and weed or whatever your fucking vices are, and you're just like flowing and something's coming, you're like, this is going to be good or it's going to be okay, whatever. I have a new idea. That's the only time that's satisfying. With every song, I get to like 80% and I hit like writer's block, and then I sit on it for 2 months and I re-listen to it. And just like how if you listen to your favorite song a million times, I listen to it till I fucking hate it. Then I take a month off, and then I go back and I force myself to finish it. I release it, I hate it, and then maybe if I'm lucky, like 6 months later, I'll listen to it and I'll be like, that's okay.
Yeah. I think
It
the
is
biggest
like
thing
you're never
is
satisfied.
you released it.
Yeah, I know.
Because I can't tell you how many times like people will half record something and like they might be onto something, whether they're onto something or not, and then just sit on it.
Yeah.
And then
There's probably millions of people
Yeah.
sitting on
Bro,
gold.
dude,
hour
I was
and a
me
half
for 10
or-
years, dude.
Yeah.
I sat on so much. It took me forever. And the thing that I kind of like tapped into for that was like, I had a lot of pressure from friends who were like, dude, your shit's good. You should put it out there. But for me, it was just like, I had to come to the realization. It was like, look, man, you're never going to be, you have this vision of like, you're going to find your sound and you're going to be as dialed as like, the Beatles on the rooftop of Abbey Road, where they were just like, they threw those songs together in like a few writing sessions, and it's one of the best performances ever. But the truth is, like, it's kind of a journey, and it's like, well, at least I can kind of share this journey with people. They can hear what my songs used to sound like, maybe hear them evolve, but like, I got to get them out there.
Yeah,
And
and they played thousands and thousands and thousands of
Exactly.
shows before anyone even fucking
Exactly.
knew about their British asses. But that today's age is crazy
Their
though, because you can
British
just slap
ass.
shit together, anyone can slap shit together and put it on Spotify and just release it, which is like
Yeah,
And
it's
who
a little
knows, fuck
saturated.
off.
you get to like evolve while releasing stuff, which is good and bad, At
Yeah,
least your
I
shit's
totally.
good. There's
I
tons
know.
of people putting out stuff that might suck forever.
I'd rather fucking suck for a while and get good than like just hit it right off the bat. I feel like that would be a little.
Yeah, too good to be true.
It'd be too good to be true.
Then you really feel like you're living in a simulation.
Totally. I'd rather have like, I think that's like not to bring it back to Tame Impala. Didn't they have like two or three albums before he released the one that was like the one that everyone knows?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the music stories these days are it's one or the other. It's like the one hit wonder, immediate blow up, or like years and years and years and years.
Oh, yeah, totally. Black Keys. A lot of my favorite bands were that way.
Yeah. Well, good, dude. I mean, we'll keep an eye out for you.
Yeah.
Give them a shout out. Let them know where to find you.
Oh, brother. What do we got? I just got
The
like,
Instagram.
Instagram. I deleted the fucking TikTok. Tried that for a second.
Hit them with the OnlyFans.
Duke Moody Music on Instagram.
No
That's
dots,
it.
no spaces, nothing.
Duke
Straight
Moody Music
through?
straight up. Duke
Straight
Moody on Spotify, Apple. I think DistroKid releases it everywhere.
YouTube?
I think it's like on Snapchat and YouTube. But that's it, man. I'll put some more tunes out here soon and book some gigs. Hopefully get out of San Diego too. Maybe do a little coastal tour or something.
Shit, yeah.
I'll get Ben in full time. By the way, next time you guys see me, Ben's gonna be full time drummer, bro.
Nice. Hell yeah.
He's gonna start reeling in
Halftime with the pod, though. This is
Yeah,
big
pod.
time pod, you know?
Full time pod.
Yeah, full
Rest
time
of life is halftime. It does take up a lot of our time.
Guest question
me.
from friends of the pod.
Let's hear it,
How do you get the beard so lined up?
dude.
Yeah, what's the shave routine? As
Dude,
our
I'll
last
reveal
ender?
everything. Actually, there's quite a few secrets. First of all, one blade razor, best razor ever.
Like a straight razor?
No, it's electric, but the thing's it's immaculate, dude. You never get razor burn. It just gets your shit close like a wet shave.
Does that thing go down south too, or you keep that up north?
Above the belt.
I don't bring it down south.
Smart.
I have a different one. I
Smart.
use two different razors.
That's a 2-blade razor.
There's multiple
Three-blade
blades
razor.
downtown.
Two-blade. Yeah, that's the old.
Downtown
That's a
funky
classic
stuff.
Phillips, whatever.
Norelco, I know it.
Yeah.
I know this stuff.
And then the other secret,
the no bite blade.
Yeah.
Oh, it still sniffs my shit every time.
my brother turned me onto this
That's 'cause
too.
you got hog.
The way to shave your stash is you gotta like tuck the lip in the mirror,
Reverse lip.
and that's how
Fucking
you.
tuck?
Yeah, like no, you do one of these like a chipmunk.
Damn.
You can't do it.
Nah, I can't do that.
No upper lip, bro.
Nah, got zero.
Who the fuck asked that?
Friends of the pod, dude.
That's hilarious. Well, cool.
So you go single razor on it, and you just line it up in the
And
mirror?
just chop her up, line her up, hit the top, boom, boom,
Beautiful.
boom.
Damn.
It's
Do you get
It's a
any cheek
ritual, bro.
growth, or it just grows in?
I do. I
Perfect
shave it.
like that.
Sometimes I just fucking pluck those little fuckers too. It's actually better.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That shit probably hurts.
Nah.
And his
No?
just grows in all white trashy like
Yeah,
that.
mine just
Yeah,
mine
but
just
that's
sucks.
a vibe, dude. Plus, blonde beards are the coolest, man. I have like a.
Yeah, except it's like ginge.
It is kind of ginger. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just right at the end of the tips right here.
Yeah.
My frosted tips.
Oh yeah, I do see it actually.
It's nice.
What are you,
Yeah.
Irish?
Mostly Italian
No shit.
Surprisingly.
by design.
Yeah.
Good
I'm
pun.
Italian too.
Anyways,
Hell yeah.
well, fuck yeah, man.
I worked up that California burrito.
Yeah,
Let's
Ready-
go.
Ready to rip.
good to have you, buddy.
Thanks,
This
man.
was a
This
long
is
time in the
sweet.
coming.
I'm excited. Next time I'll have fucking a whole band here.
Yeah.
You want me to slide over
Yeah,
there
yeah,
next time?
yeah. Just get over here. Real
Yeah, I'll be solo.
Fuck
Well, cool,
yeah.
boys. That was sweet.
Shout out to the old signature studio. We got Jamie in the back.
Yeah,
There he
Jamie.
is. Got the 2 fingers. Shout out to Easy Rider. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
You got anything else for us? Jack's got a 7 a.m. flight.
7 a.m. flight to Calgary.
Nice.
Banff. Hopefully the plane doesn't flip.
Like
Powder in
and
the mix?
subscribe.
That's been going around. Like and subscribe. Yeah.
Where are you going?
Banff.
Fuck yeah, dude. I tried to go there once. They denied me at the border.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pot?
No drugs. We just looked like stoners.
That's
and we
because your
didn't
shit
have
was
weed.
too lined up.
Bro.
Yeah, they heard about the one razor, one blade.
Yeah, they wanted it.
Denied us at the border.
Yeah.
Well,
Crazy.
fuck
All right,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
Sweet.
We did it. Ep 3,
Thanks, guys.
sponsored by Easy Rider
Cheers.
and friends of the pod. Buy
Yeah,
it,
boys.
drink it, slurp it,
Gold.
get it.
Boof it.
We out.